Whether you like raiding, hatching, or catching, this week is a banger of an event catered to you. With a regional raid hour, the spring marathon hatching event, and a Dragon Community Day, let's get straight down to business. Starting off on Monday the 11th, we have Dynamax Growlithe appearing. This is a great way to start off your Fire Dynamax set if you've yet to get any of the legendaries. The Hundo CP we're looking for is 710. But overall, I don't think Dynamax Growlithe is going to be an essential one, so it's up to you whether you take part. And remember, if you check into Campfire between 6 and 7 PM, and you complete just 2 max battles and power 10, you're going to receive a free 800 particles. On Tuesday the 12th, we'll have our usual showcase day. You're going to be able to get yourself some good premium items that you'd normally have to pay for, so here's a reminder of the 20 categories that we can enter. Last week I only jumped into 2 out of the 3, and the rewards were much worse than they normally are, so I would recommend you try and get in all 3. For Wednesday, we're going to have different region-locked raid hours. So Pheromosa is going to be in Europe, the Middle East, and Africa. Buzzwole is going to be in the Americas, and Xurkitree is going to be in Asia Pacific. Now this raid hour will happen on May the 13th. The Hundo for Pheromosa will be 1624 and 2030 in rainy and cloudy weather. Buzzwole's Hundo is going to be 1977 or 2472, also in rainy and cloudy weather. And for Xurkitree, it's 2249 or 2812 in rainy weather. Now the best counters for Pheromosa and Buzzwole are going to be Mega Rayquaza, followed by Ray and Shadow Moltres, both using flying moves. And then for Xurkitree, it's Primal Groudon or Shadow Groudon. In terms of other good raids this week, for Megas it will be Camerupt on Monday and Tuesday, and Glalie from Wednesday to Sunday. And Shadow Legendaries will continue with Cresselia. I just got a purifiable 93% Shadow last week, so don't underestimate these. Moving on to Thursday the 14th, we have PvP Thursdays, that's between 12 and 11:59 PM. As a usual quick reminder, you can get up to 4 times Stardust from win rewards, but this doesn't include end of set rewards. The maximum number of sets will increase from 5 to 10 for a maximum of 50 battles. And on top of this, you can encounter the following Pokemon once per season at the following ranks. So at rank 1 that's Pidgeot, 6 Pancham, Ace Togetic, Veteran Honedge, Expert Dreepy, and finally the Legend rank gives Pikachu Libre. Finally, we get the best day of the week, Trade Fridays, featuring an additional special trade, an increased lucky chance for each trade, and 10% less Stardust trade costs. This day is essential for leveling up your collection. Also, don't forget there's 2 guaranteed XL per trade for players level 31 or higher, which you can take advantage of for rarer Pokemon. So I would recommend you keep rarer stuff you catch throughout the week for this day to increase your chances of a Hundo. In the last week, I focused on Lucario and Unknown. And now let's move on to one of the 2 big events of the week, the Spring Marathon 2026. Kicking off on Tuesday the 12th at 10 AM and ending on Monday the 18th at 8 PM, it's an event all about hatching. So we're going to be seeing the debut of Flittle and Espathra, and you can use 50 Flittle candy to evolve Flittle into Espathra. So jumping straight in, it looks like our main focus is going to be hatching eggs, as that's going to feature our debut Pokemon Flittle, and additionally, costume baby Pokemon. So in 5k eggs, you're going to be able to get the following: Flower Crown Pichu, Flower Crown Togepi, Flower Crown Happiny, and then the debut Pokemon Flittle. It's also worth noting that the Flower Crown Pokemon can be shiny eligible. Now, on the topic of costume Pokemon, we're also going to be getting Pikachu wearing a marathon visor during this event as a debut. I've yet to see a confirmation of whether this will be wild or in raids, so we're going to have to find out. Now, next up is the Go Pass. We will automatically receive the Go Pass Spring Marathon on Tuesday, May the 12th at 10 AM until Monday 18th. Now, for free, you get the following rewards. That's going to be encounters with event-themed Pokemon, Stardust, XP, Rare Candy, Ultra Balls, and more. And then for an additional $4.99 you can upgrade and get everything with these rewards plus the following: an event-themed avatar item, which is going to be some running shoes in this case, additional encounters with even more event-themed Pokemon, incense, silver pineapple berries, Rare Candy XL, Candy XL, and then even more goodies on top of that. Now for the major milestones on the Go Pass, at Tier 1 it's going to be 2 times XP for spinning a Pokestop, and then for the Go Pass Deluxe it's going to be 3 times XP for spinning a Pokestop. Stops don't give a huge amount of XP, so that's not an enormous deal. But then at Tier 2 it's going to be half egg hatch distance when eggs are placed in an incubator during the period. So this will be the big one you'll need to aim for. And finally for this event, you can complete field research tasks to earn encounters with event-themed Pokemon, including Cherry Blossom Eevee, Baneri wearing a flower crown, and more. Now I'm wondering if this is where we're going to see that Pikachu with a visor, so I can add it to my collection, but again we're going to have to find out. Now as a quick tip for anyone making the grind between levels 74 and 75 on the way to level 80, this is a fantastic chance to both hatch some eggs for the level up tasks and also giving you a chance of a flower crown baby hundo. So you might want to consider that. Personally I need 3 of the 4 hatches, so I've got a good reason to grind them. Now that's been a good event, but let's move on to the main centerpiece of the week. On Saturday the 16th, 2 until 5 PM, we're going to have Deino Community Day Classic. So jumping straight into the details, the bonuses are going to be increased spawns, 3 times catch XP, 3 hours incense, and 1 hour lures. So a quick reminder that the lure bonus will run until 9 PM, so if you do miss some of the event or you want to grind additional Dino, you can. It'll cost 25 candy to evolve Dino to Zweilious, but then if you evolve Zweilious, from the beginning of the event until 9 PM, you're going to be able to get Hydreigon that knows the charged attack Brutal Swing. Now when it comes to usage, Hydreigon has most of its utility with the Comms Day move Brutal Swing, and this will be since the Dragon type is dominated by legendaries. So in PvP it's more of an average option, with its best one being 89th place in Master League. Similarly, Shadow Hydreigon is now available in Rockets, but this would have needed Frustration removed before the comms in order to gain it when it evolves. If you evolve it afterwards, you will need to use a charged Elite TM. Now the Shadow form with Brutal Swing is a number 3 Dark type attacker behind Mega and Shadow Tyranitar, and it can be a good option in PvP, being ranked around the 40s in Ultra and Master League, but it's not amongst the elite. As has become the norm, there will be 3 research tasks available, the standard catch 3, and then the next 2 that give backgrounds will be catch 5 while in a party and catch 50. So remember, for all of these tasks, the Hundo IV you're looking for is 455. And as always, there will be a paid ticket. For the equivalent of $1.99, you're going to be able to receive 3 encounters with Dino that have a special background, additional Dino encounters, 1 premium pass, 1 rare candy XL, and more. As the shiny has already been released in the past, it's going to be available for the community day, and it should be around 1 in 25 odds. As it's a shiny that's very different to its base form, in this case it's going to be black and bright green, it's going to be a good one to grind. As a quick reminder, if you check into a campfire event for the comms day between 2 and 5, you should be able to complete a few easy tasks to get some free rewards, so don't miss out on that. And on a similar topic, make sure you don't miss out on your 5 photobomb encounters, as these are very easy to forget. Now why should you be excited for Deino Comms Day Classic? So some of this is going to apply doubly for players yet to hit level 80, but it can still apply to anyone that loves playing the game generally. So first up we have the XP aspect. 3 times catch XP is a fantastic boost for gaining XP. If you add a lucky ent into the mix, we're talking 6 times XP. And when an excellent curveball catch is 1000 XP alone, we're talking over 6000 XP per excellent throw catch. So if you practice throwing excellence as a routine, you can very quickly skyrocket in XP during this event. If you caught only 334 Dino this way in the 3 hours, then we're talking 2 million XP gained, and considering it's only 203 million total needed to reach level 80, that's not too shabby in terms of gains for either a new player or a longer term existing one. Obviously if you were to catch more, you can get far higher than this, therefore it is worth playing a little slower and trying to make sure that you do hit these excellent throws. On top of this, we do have the badges. I have spoke to some locals recently that are aiming for level 80, and they have been talking about the struggle of some platinum badges and how they hadn't finished the Dragon Tamer badge. So with that in mind, anyone that doesn't have the Dragon Tamer medal to platinum should really work on this during this event and the June/July Dragon type Com Day. If you don't live in kind of a dead zone, you should probably be able to get at least 1,000 progress during those 2 days. And considering it's only 2,500 for platinum, that's some great progress. It should put you well on your way to getting that platinum. So I think that's a bit of a hidden benefit that some of the newer players may not have thought of. Finally, out of all the Comms Day Pokemon I've encountered, people are far more willing to re-roll in Lucky Trades ones that are dragons. They are by far the highest in demand. So I would try and maximise your chances of re-rolling some of these in trades. Make sure you build up a bit of a stock of them. I already have 2 of the 3 Salamence Shundo family ticked off through trades, so it's a good method to go through. So there we have it, another huge week where we've had not just our usual weekly days, but a hatch day of sorts, and a sick Dragon Community Day. Now, as a spoiler for next week, there's going to be a Super Mega Raid Day, but you're going to have to wait for more details on that. And as always, if this information helps you out, like and subscribe to make sure you don't miss out on Pokemon Go updates. And why not join our growing community? If you want to watch more content from me, click on either one of the videos showing, and feel free to let me know in the comments if you get a Dino or a Hatch Hundo this week. And as always guys, I'll see you in the next video.